11.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Rain will be a possibility off and on throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 49 with south-southwest winds at around 15. Overnight, mainly cloudy with a low dropping down to around 28. Only a high of 30 tomorrow. Winds gusting over 35 and an increasing chance of snow by late in the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are here on a Tuesday, rainy Tuesday, Seattle of the Midwest, Lincoln, Nebraska, Old School. Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut. What's up? Kenny, you know what? I'm going to take it a step further than Strick. Because Strick tried to put you in spotlight on us, man. He tried to get us.
He tried to get us
to turn. He thought we was cockroaches, turn the lights on. We thought we were going to scatter. But we stood strong because we just did it off the cuff. I want to ask you this. Give me, because I think Rashawn and those guys had AG on earlier. Give me your top 5 running backs in Nebraska school school history. Because here's why it's good to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were there a few years before me, so you got to see some of those guys, and you heard about them before,
mm-hmm.
and they probably been around. And then you seen some of the guys after, and you were here during the Mir and all those dudes. So now you have more kind of real present knowledge than say like I do, because mine started obviously with LP and then threw them on and all them. Let me get your top 5.
I'm going to go with Rozier.
Number 1?
Number 1.
Okay, we're ranking them number 1.
Number 1 through 5.
Okay, so Rozier's that dude.
Rozier's that
He's
dude.
that GOAT.
Yep.
Okay.
LP.
Okay.
I want to say my guy Calvin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with Calvin Jones.
Okay, Calvin.
He's number 3.
Okay.
Amir.
Okay, 4.
And I can't give you a 5.
You can't?
I can't give you a 5. Oh, whoa! I'm sorry. Amon Green.
Okay, Amon.
So let me go back.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
Are you reshuffling?
I'm reshuffling.
Okay. I like it.
I'm reshuffling.
Hey, Austin. He said strike that from the.
I'm reshuffling.
Strike that, Your Honor.
Rozier.
Okay, let's
LP. Rozier, LP.
Okay.
Amon.
Okay.
Calvin and Amir.
Yeah, I like that. And you know what? I'll probably be right there lock and step with you. But they've had some dudes, man.
We've had plenty. I mean, Calvin had to share time with Derek Brown. It was the Weebacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that just you got Calvin. You got to think Rex Burkhead. He put in work. My man Roy Halou. He cocked the head back on you quick.
Dedrick
Young.
Got to vote for Jeff Kinney from the text line.
Jeff Kinney.
Roger
Craig. Tom Rathman. All them dudes. I mean, you can't even just like when we talk about the greatest quarter, you can't even pick 5.
You can't pick 5. You really can't.
You only can really just say, okay, who's your top 2 of all time?
Yeah.
Because then after that, I mean, just imagine. I would like to ask some of these guys like Carell Buckhalter, Dan Alexander, like Damon Benning, Clinton Childs. Like, I wonder if they ever sit around and look. That's why they were such great teammates and why we were great teams. And same with when you have Calvin and Derek. But I'd like to ask them, like, I guess off. Well, you could do it on air. I mean, I was thinking, they don't have to do anything to worry because it's a legitimate. They're older now.
Yep.
Okay. They've been through life experiences. So maybe their view has changed, right? I know certainly my view is changed when you talk about if you could guarantee that you would end up where you went professionally, would you do things differently? You know what I mean? For me, if I could do my example, Like, would you, when I came out, I'm picking Nebraska because it was number one. They was always going to a bowl game. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be down in Miami. It's gonna be nice.
Yep.
So not going to Miami. They Pell Grant probation, giving too much money to their Pell Grants. My dad couldn't watch me all the time. My dad can watch me all the time here, and we're going to a nice, and they're winning. Now the kids' minds have changed. Now I would wonder, Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman, the guys I mentioned before. Would your mind change now that you're a little bit older? Because the advice is no different than saying the advice that you would give Kenny Wilhite at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old before you got to Nebraska will be different than what you maybe, because you world life experiences. You know the politics of the game.
Yep.
You know the game within the game. I always say you always got to take it on the chin until, and you don't have any power. So now you got to figure out a way to kind of just, collect the check and stuff like that. There's different ways. Now these guys that are playing the pros and in college, they have a lot more power. That's why you see such fluidity, the transfer portal within the high school ranks, the transfer portal within, Power 5 and FCS and all that, or FBS or whatever you call it. It's fluid, and you see it in the NFL now. You see in there just now, we'll get into it here in the next segment. Derek Carr went down to New Orleans. They was obviously New Orleans is like, they'll release you, and then they'll probably end up signing him. And now the Raiders don't get any comp picks, and he got $5 million out of it. Now, back when we played, you ain't have no chance.
Not one.
They say, hey,
take this. This is what you're getting.
Right.
But if to answer your question, would
you do something?
There would be a lot of things I would do differently.
Me too.
If I knew what I know now,
right?
There was a lot of things.
To think about it, yeah. Just to think about maybe a different position. Like for me, I kind of came in as an athlete. Would I stuck at safety, considering the longevity of playing safety in the NFL versus college or linebacker? Just that, because now once you start to become a rotational safety after say you start, then now you got these dime nickel packages in special teams. The hardest guys to block on special teams are the guys that are your safeties and hybrids. Yep. They're the hardest guys. That that. Yep. I mean, so but I don't know. It'd be hard for me to pass up 3 national championships and what I learned from that. And I wonder, if you go to a lesser college, right? Would you really turn out to be the Kenny Wilhite that you are right now?
I think about that.
Yeah.
Like Houston.
Yeah.
They had Andre Ware.
Mm-hmm.
Went down on an official visit. They had Andre Ware, and his main receiver was Manny Hazard.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And that's what they said. We want you to be the next man, because he was a senior. He was leaving.
Right.
We want you to be a receiver. You can be this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So then you would have Andre Ware and Dave Klingler, right?
Yes. And then Pacific, University of Pacific, with Gruden as my recruiting guy. There was a lot of financial things being thrown at me.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I'm like, nah. The only other thing I would have done, probably, and don't laugh at me.
Yeah.
Well, it was Southwest Missouri State back then. Now it's Missouri State. It's in Springfield.
Okay.
They ran the option.
And then you would have kind of done that.
I would have done that. You know what I mean? I look back and I'm like, could I have went there, but continued to run the option and have a great career at quarterback, or came here to Nebraska where I came as an athlete and then got switched to defensive back? I made the best decision.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because back then, even if you were running the option and say you threw more than say we even did here, they weren't giving you no shot in the league.
No.
Now you might have got more of a shot up in Canada, but who knows? They only be allowed to keep so many Americans on the
Americans on the roster.
Right. And
luckily for me, they had teams in the States.
Right.
So I was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But then speaking of that, our starting quarterback goes down in Hamilton, and they put me at quarterback.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. They put me at quarterback for a 4 week of practice. We practiced, and he got healthy and was healthy enough to play.
Was you scared though?
Scared. Brian ain't scared of nothing.
No, but I'm just scared. Not scared that you was scared, but like
no, I was in heaven.
To go back and play quarterback?
What? That 4 week of practice, because we started running option stuff, RPO stuff back then.
Yeah.
That option stuff. And I'm like, okay. So the first pass, I hadn't thrown a pass since junior college.
Right. So that's what, 6-7 years?
Yes. First pass, it was a duck.
Yeah.
It was a duck, right? And the coach looked like, oh, I'm like, no, Playboy, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me throw a couple more. But the very first play of team period
Yeah.
was a pass, and I threw a duck, and he was like, "Oh, right." So I was like, "Nah, I got this. Don't worry about this." Just like riding a bike.
Right.
So I went off to the side, started throwing a couple more balls, and we was good then. That Friday, I'm like, okay, we got the game plan. Here we go.
Yeah.
This fool gets healthy, and he goes play quarterback, and I went right back to slot.
Dang.
DB.
You would have been up there like Jeff Burris
like
then.
Jeff Burris, Tracy Ham.
Yeah, you've been up there for like 10, 15 years.
I'm glad I went back to the defensive side of the ball.
Or pinball.
Pinball Clemens.
Yeah.
That was my dude.
But he played, what, 20 years?
Man, all he did was return kicks.
Right.
And he was a slot receiver.
Yeah.
They threw bubble screens.
But he played like 20 years.
He did.
He popped up. He played with them Argonauts, right?
He did. So Coach Riley brought him down and spoke to the team.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And he looked at me and goes, Wilhite. I've never met somebody short as I am, shorter, but he was so quick, bro.
Yeah.
So when I would watch him to dictate what I need to do as far as returns that week.
Yeah. And see, that was back. So when I was in Buffalo, they would have CSN, which is kind of like their Canadian ESPN. So the CFL would be on all the time, Saturday nights, right? So whether we were in the off season or just, towards in some of our, off season stuff, we get to watch football. And sometimes you see some cats up there. And I know you talked about Bill Bradley yesterday. Bill Bradley was our DB coach.
So he was the DC in Toronto.
Right.
When they won all those championships.
Right. And then he came down Buffalo. He was a DB coach.
Yep.
And he, Texas and all this other stuff. So here's what Bill Bradley used to do. And this is how great the Buffalo organization was when it was led by John Butler. Was Bill Bradley, say he had Kenny Wilhite in camp. And say one of my friends, Rayon Hill, who now is he's Jamie Foxx's stunt man and all this other stuff. Rayon living a good life, man. He out there chilling. I mean, he making bank.
Being Jamie Foxx's stunt man. He good.
No, everybody's like anybody with pigmentation is Rayon. But I'm like, dang, Rayon, you ain't that you can't be like LL Cool J and them. He's like, they don't know no difference because you ain't looking that cute, bro. But well, here's what Bill Bradley would do, and here's what he did with Rayon. And he was gonna do it with Armand Hatcher, or he did with Armand Hatcher. So they were in the last cuts in training camp and needed some work. You know what I mean? And Rayon was from LSU. Armand Hatcher was a late round draft choice from Oregon State. So he would somehow get them up in Canada like that. And they would go play. And then next thing you know, they would be back in the next offseason and be a totally different player. Because he knew going up in Canada and facing those type of passing schemes and getting those live reps, because he had the experience of coaching those guys. And he had, probably his eyes on them.
Yep.
Once they came down back to Buffalo, Rayon ended up playing 4 years. Armand ended up playing 4 or 5 more years. And, that extended their career. So it's crazy that you had Bill Bradley. I had Bill Bradley. And he was a great player at Texas. But he had the ability to connect with players and have a plan for them from his experience in Canada. And he brought it to Buffalo. And we always had great, defense backs. Because, you got to think Antoine Winfield was a first-round pick. He was barely getting on the field playing nickel.
Really?
Yeah. Because we had T. Smitty, and then we had Kenny Irvin, and then we had Kirk Schultz and Henry Jones. I mean, we were set, and they were young. So Antoine Winfield had to learn. He had to run. He was on kickoff team with me, and he was the gunner. I was a kickback. He was the gunner.
He played his role.
But then once he got out there and started hitting, they were like, "We got to play this man." So yeah, man, that's cool stuff, man. And it's pretty interesting that with the running backs, it always is between Rozier and LP.
So I go down my list and I get a text message from somebody. No Roger Craig. He wasn't on my initial list.
Yeah.
But I mean, look who he shared the backfield with.
Everybody.
Yeah. And like we said, 3 or 4 guys, you had to wait your turn.
Yeah.
You didn't get that many touches.
Him and Rathman.
They looking at each other like, okay, when are we gonna play?
Yeah.
You had, Doug DeBose.
Right.
Right.
Who they say would have been
up there with
all of them.
With all of them.
There's a lot of guys that came through that was cold-blooded, man. So that's just what made Nebraska really, really good back in those days and consistent, and so that is, started up front as well. But that's a good first segment, man. Powerful segment to get in there and see what he thought was the top 5 running backs of all time. Talked about Bill Bradley, of course. and what makes good defensive back coaches, but coaches in general. So we're going to go into a break, and after we come back, we are going to dive into, Kenny, I heard the guys on the early break talking about, do you need a big-time running back to win a Super Bowl? I have a simple thought process on that. I want to get your opinion. So after this break, we're going to dive into that. Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman, Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Rain will be a possibility off and on throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 49 with south-southwest winds at around 15. Overnight, mainly cloudy with a low dropping down to around 28. Only a high of 32 tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 35 and an increasing chance of snow by late in the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Hey there.
Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, they took our advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstcu.com. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Member NCUA.
Max 10 for men. Bye-bye golfer lines and t-shirt 10s. Take it to the max at Max 10. Get a 30-day pass, just $25 with stand-ups and laydowns for men of stature. Be a Max 10 man. Get 30 days for just $25 now at all 4 Lincoln Max 10 locations.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, old school. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite. Good first segment. In the second segment, Kenny, I wanted to ask you, man, the early break crew was talking about, I think Jake Sorensen had checked like all the leading rushers in all the Super Bowls. And I think LeGarrette Blount obviously won how much they made and when they were drafted. I want to get your opinion. And it kind of, goes into a little bit of college as well, and I think that how people view the running back position has drastically changed. When you think of when running backs were drafted, when I was coming out of college, you want a guy that could tote the pill and be effective out of the backfield. You ultimately think of an Emmitt Smith to where he could catch out of the backfield, be dangerous in the screen game, and obviously tote the pill and be, that thumper and that
Who'd
guy.
You say?
Emmitt Smith.
I was going to say him.
A guy that could do it all. Now they want you just to do one thing. So I want to ask you your opinion, both in the pros and college. Is it imperative to have, I guess, one of the top, say, 10 running backs out of the recruiting cycle be that guy? Or is it, hey, we're going to limit your carries and your touches to, say, 12 to 15. And that's when you're the number one guy, that you're really effective in that 12 to 15 touches, because the backup, say like AJ Allen, might get 10 touches, 8 to 10 touches, and then the backup behind that might be 4 to 6. So you're just kind of by committee, but not so much. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, to me, I think the wins and losses come from up front,
right?
O-line, D-line, on both sides of the ball. But if you look at the Chiefs, they did it by committee,
right?
This year, who won it last year?
Last year, what, Super Bowl?
Yes.
Rams.
By committee.
Yeah.
Right. And then look at Georgia. They don't have a dominant running back. And they've won it 2 years in a row, but they have a supporting cast and a great offensive line.
Yeah. Right. And a mindset.
Alabama, their run, now they had running backs.
They had dudes.
Upon dudes. I mean, like we talked about.
So much your boy from New Orleans, he had to transfer to Tennessee.
But they had dudes, and they had dominant running backs.
Right.
They featured their running back.
Right.
Took a lot of pressure off their quarterback because their quarterbacks weren't that good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
McCarron, they were good, but they weren't,
top notch like they have
right now. So, do you need a dominant running back? I don't think so.
So, do you think that with the elevation of quarterback play lessens the need for a dominant running back play? Because I think with the teams that we're talking about now, when you talk about, I know Clemson had Travis Etienne, and then they had, but they had Watson and Lawrence.
Yes.
Those are two dudes. And then you think of Tua and Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Even Jalen Hurts was at Oklahoma, obviously they weren't national title, but Alabama, the less you don't need it as much because of the emergence of these quarterbacks and their ability to play. Justin Fields, now he had some guys.
He had dudes.
They had some dudes that running back, but them receivers and that quarterback step up.
And they had O-line.
So do you think that with the emergence of quarterback play in the way that the college game has changed has lessened the value of a true bell cow?
And you can say that for the NFL too, because NFL, they're not drafting running backs in the first round anymore. Right. You know what I mean? They're thinking the value.
Najee Harris is a one-off, but I think he has the pass catching ability. I think if you're going to be a number one true 18 to 24 carry type of back, you have to be effective out of the backfield. And the one thing you have to do really, really well is blitz pickup.
Yes.
And that's what Najee Harris does. That's kind of what, in a lot of ways, Christian McCaffrey does. Christian McCaffrey's blitz pickup is ability to run routes.
Yes.
So then he's able to dictate what you do on defense based on he running wide receiver routes against Jay Foreman. And he dicing us up left and right. And he ain't no wasted steps. And he ain't giving away his routes.
He's not giving it away. He's very savvy at what he does.
And is explosive. So I think that's the best way to do it. I think really when you start to kind of look at it, even when New England was having, they had Antoine Smith in the first one. Then they had Corey Dillon. Then they had LeGarrette Blount and all that. I think people overlook the dominance, especially with New England, how well they were coached and how good that offensive line was.
Yes.
And then I think people also, just because of Matthew Stafford and the way that they played on offense, with Sean McVay, they don't realize how good that offensive line was with Andrew Whitworth and all, and they were healthy.
Yes.
So then therefore you can go get Austin, Jay, and Kenny and say, You know what I mean? Like, here's what you do, because we just need you to do this, because our offensive line, it will create the hole for you to make you a lot better. And I'm going to tell you what, we'll get into a little bit of the Super Bowl talk, because we're going another 10 minutes, Austin. I want to ask you this. I'm gonna tell you what, man. And I've been talking about this dude since since last year in the Kansas City offensive line. They are straight up nasty. And here's what people don't understand about Andy Reid. When I look back on all the teams that I played against, Pittsburgh, you always knew. You prepare for Pittsburgh that Sunday night that you played a week before, because you got to be ready. It's getting
physical.
It's like playing Oklahoma, Colorado when we played. But Andy Reid's teams were always physical. Now, he never got credit for it, but they always were physical. They always could really tackle well, and they were always extremely physical and well coached. And now he's added a little bit of spice with Patrick Mahomes. That offensive line he has. Now, I was thinking Philly was that, but here's where I didn't give them enough credit. The Chiefs' offensive line is really good. They've been overlooked. I felt like they were the best offensive line last year. Now they had some injuries
last year,
but I felt like they were the best offensive line. You got to think they got rid of Eric Fisher when he was an All-Pro, because after he tore his Achilles, and then they got rid of the other guy that was an All-Pro after he got hurt as well. But they keep replacing. They traded for Orlando Brown. They drafted Trey Smith in the 5th round, who was actually the best guard. They are nasty, man. The things they did to Fletcher Cox in the Super Bowl, that's a long offseason for that brother. Kenny, Trey Smith started the game off by driving you and throwing you to the ground and knocking your helmet off, to the point that Fletcher, usually when that happens, I'm coming to see you, and then I'm going to get my helmet. He going around asking for the ref. So that let me know he punking you tonight.
Yep.
So then Wiley 77, right, who's kind of like he's the guy that gets no love.
The one carryover from the last Super Bowl low line.
The one carryover. Guy that gets just overlooked, because they got Humphrey from Oklahoma, who came in and All-Pro. You lucked up and got Trey Smith because he had a minor heart condition, but his testing out was off the charts. Then you got Orlando Brown's son in a draft day trade.
And
Tooney from the Patriots, who was the number 1 free agent guard. The last guy's left over.
They made some power moves.
Hold on. Who do you think was taking homeboy from Hassan Reddick and mushing him in the ground?
He was a non-factor.
But the way they was dogging people, with the way, see, here's what people don't understand, and I'm gonna say this for you people out here to listen. We need more people on the stream here. Okay, I know people are listening. People always ask me the difference. They ask me 2 things about playing against offensive linemen in the league. What's the difference between playing in college and the pros? And oddly enough, they asked me the difference between playing against white offensive linemen and black offensive linemen. I used to get that all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And Dom Raiola used to ask me all the time, because he'd ask me when we played the Ravens one year, and they had, I forget what they named their offensive line, the Soul Patrol, because they had Ogden. They had nothing but brothers, and these dudes was giants, right? And so the difference between college offensive line, in my opinion, and pro offensive line play is college offensive linemen, you'll get 2 or 3 guys that know how to play. In the pros, you get 7, 8, 9, 10, and all they just want to do is just get in the way. Majority of them just want to get in the way, because they know their job is to seal you off, and this hole is it's smaller than between Kenny and Austin. So the running back's job, you getting paid whatever $1 million you're getting paid. Once he seals you off on a count of like 1,000, 1,002, his job's done.
You got to get through that hole.
Yeah, and you better hit it, because he knows his job, his main job is to block. How are we supposed to block and do his job? So you're essentially a sole proprietor within a team concept. Now there's a little bit difference here. Is I'm gonna tell you. Well, I'll just say this: you get some linemen that got to play on the edge of nasty, because they just like that, like Wiley, where when he gets you there, they gonna put you in the ground now, right? And they're gonna mentally try to, they're gonna mash you up a little bit, right? You in for a fight, right? You know how, Kenny, if you got somebody that's coming to stalk blocking, he gonna try to finish you off in the Gatorade. So you got to know what you're getting into. But I'm gonna tell you something about the brothers, though. There's only a few of them. They try to get you, though.
Well, yeah, they're gonna try to get you,
because they want it. Because I'm gonna tell you, they want to get in the meetings and be, say it's me and you, we linemen, and they was like, oh yeah, watch me get them right here. Yeah, watch what I do right here. They want to clown you and then dance over you and do all that type of stuff. I always say, the hardest hit I ever got was in a preseason game. And I still don't know who this lineman is, and I ain't never watched that play. I got up and went to the bathroom when I seen it. We were playing the St. Louis Rams. I will never forget this, Kenny. It was me and my man Rayon. And his nickname, I can't say it on air, but it was we used to call him Dookie Ray. Now, the S word was it because that's the way how he looked in his uniform. Because but part of it, you got to go out there and look sweet. Not like towels and everything, but Rayon, we tape our own. Back then we didn't have enough money to pay the equipment dues to tape our, so we had to tape our own stuff. Rayon was number 39. The 3 be down here, the 9 up there. He had these old gloves with 2 fingers cut and the holes in. I mean, he just looked horrible. He had a hockey elbow pad. I mean, Rayon just looked horrible. 1 chin strap. It just looked horrible. So we out there playing the St. Louis Rams, right? And it's Marshall Faulk in there. So we playing pretty good. But him and Isaac Bruce get into it.
Oh.
And Isaac Bruce just be woofing. And he was talking junk like they were calling the plays. He was out there just talking junk to Ray. So that's my boy, right? I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get into it. So then me and Ray chasing him around for it seemed like a quarter. So we call this fire zone blitz. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get this quarterback, man. And there's an old saying, if you're unimpeded to the quarterback, there's 2 things coming: either the screen or somebody about to ear hole you. So you know how it is. You sell the blitz, fooling over there, sell the blitz. I was hauling, but coming, I'm like, and then like you get in this position, like I kind of used to lower the position because back then, I'm going for the knockout shot where you kind of get low and come up through him. I'm like, oh yeah, it's lights out.
Teed up.
Oh, it teed up, and right when I was coming out, boom! I got hit from the side. I swear to God, the first thing they hit was the F and the 5 on the back of my jersey, right? And I looked like tumbleweed. And I was looking like, who was it? It wasn't Orlando Pace.
I was about to say, was it Big Pace?
No, it was a backup because Orlando Pace wasn't doing
it. He wasn't doing that.
Yeah. This dude hit me so hard, man, and he was clowning, and he dapped up he's like, yeah, I got him. I was like, yeah, you got me. Then I tried to tell him I'm gonna get you back. He said, no, you ain't, because it hurt. Because that hurt. You know what I'm saying? It hurt my pride more than anything, man. Yeah, so you that's the difference, man. They try to get you. And then you got some guys who are a little dirty. Like I would say, Dan, he was dirty. He was disrespectful dirty, where he'd be doing some stuff that like he, cut guys from behind. If you get, if you play in the NFL long enough, you're gonna get got.
Oh yeah. If you play any sport.
If you playing basketball and you ain't never get dunked on, you ain't play hard enough.
Hold on now. Now, I have never gotten dunked on. Never. I've got crossed over.
Okay, they crossed over. Yeah, because you ain't underneath there. But I'm just saying, if you in there and you think you're getting a rebound, and here comes Jordan,
you gonna get
you just on the post.
You on the post.
Yeah. So I mean, you if you ain't never been crossed over in basketball or dunked on, then you ain't really trying. If you ain't never got ran over, then you right.
Hey, any publicity is good publicity, right?
No.
I got ran over, but I held on.
Yeah. See, that's the difference, though. You ain't just gonna just bike me over and then have me like flag. Yeah. Like I'm gonna get you.
Coach McBride called the blitz against Utah. Guess who the running back was?
At Utah? From Utah had running backs back then?
The Dirty Bird.
It was Jamal Anderson?
Man, he called that corner blitz on Jamal Anderson. I hit that boy thigh and just like folded like a piece of paper. Was able to grab his foot.
Right.
I told Charlie, I said, don't call it no more.
Right. It ain't working.
It ain't
working with 19 over here.
Man,
hey, you better get Reggie Cooper or somebody.
Man, he called it against Utah. Man, I'll never forget it. I'm like, his thighs were so big.
Yeah.
Man.
And some guys are built. This is what people don't understand. I call it the gate. Some guys are built where they're hard for a defender to tackle.
Yes.
I always talk about Ray Lewis. People don't understand. I think he was a 4-time state champion in wrestling, at least 2. I know that because his big thing is his dad was a real good wrestler, and his dad was never in his life, so he wanted to beat his dad. So I think his dad was 3-time state wrestling. And so Ray Lewis he's short. They say he's 6 foot. He ain't nothing but 5'11", but he got long arms like he's 6'5". But he's a wrestler, so you can't knock him off his feet because he knows his body can torque all that. So when he coming up hitting you, he got leverage on you.
Yep.
And then so it's different when you're studying his tape. You always encourage guys, study somebody that's successful that has your body type. Eddie George got me. But I did get him back, though.
You got him back?
Yeah. But he got me, and it was because of my boy Gary Walker. Gary Walker didn't run the stunt. So he run the stunt the wrong way. So both the linemen come on me. So here come Eddie George, you know, and we were playing in Tennessee, and it was late in the year. So the turf was kind of
all beat up.
So I tried to anchor down. The leg slipped out, and then I got off, and then here come Eddie. Oh, my gosh. He ran me over, and then, you know, after you get up and celebrate, oh, man. That was back when I had a Nextel. You know, back in their cell phone, it was, you know, we could, you know, because I wanted so you could chirp and talk to every walkie-talkie. I have 40 voicemails.
40 chirps.
Oh, what happened, man? What happened? Man, I got so mad at my boy. You seen what happened? Stop calling me.
Don't ask me. You saw it.
You saw it. What happened? Jay, I seen you. You all right? You know, that's the worst word. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
My pride hurt, but I'm all right.
Yeah, man, that pride pill was hard to swallow that day, man. Another good segment. Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman. We're going to come back with a short segment. I'm going to ask him about the Husker basketball team tonight. What kind of speech he would give the team going out there to the Jersey Mike Center, the rack or whatever you want to call it. What do you tell them to how to deal with success? Because that's a little bit of correlation of football teams in the past, how you deal with success. So we're going to ask Kenny Wilhite, getting the insight of what he would give the speech to these Huskers going out there to Parsippany, New Jersey. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever think of having a career in plumbing or heating? Do you enjoy watching your favorite game in a nice, comfortable space? Taking a shower after a warm day? Well, everyone we serve at Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air sure does. If you're interested in a career in plumbing, heating, and air, come join our team where you'll get paid while training. No experience required. Enjoy great pay and benefits in a friendly environment. Call Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air at 402-466-8118 or apply online at biggerstaffs.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Max 10 for men. Bye-bye golfer lines and t-shirt 10s. Take it to the max at Max 10. Get a 30-day pass, just $25. With stand-ups and laydowns for men of stature. Be a Max 10 man. Get 30 days for just $25 now at all 4 Lincoln Max 10 locations.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in Westo and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on Westo Street at Price Right Auto.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to say Happy New Year and thank you to all of you for your continued support. We have just closed out another outstanding year. We want to start 2023 off with the bang. The new GMC and Chevrolet inventory continues to roll in, and I'll actually be picking up my 2023 GMC later this month. So with interest rates continuing to climb, Coppell is partnering with General Motors and now offering 2.9% APR on select models. So we invite you to the dealership. Check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Flowers and chocolates are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at the Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from the Body Shop at 48th and A.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Rain will be a possibility off and on throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 49 with south-southwest winds at around 15. Overnight, mainly cloudy with a low dropping down to around 28. Only a high of 32 tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 35. And an increasing chance of snow by late in the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Little DMX, right? This is DMX? All right, man. Rest in peace, DMX. Hey, Kenny, man, I'm going to tell you what. I ran into DMX in Toronto.
Stop.
Oh, he was kicking it with all those little boys and stuff. I mean, they was on one.
They probably were on a couple of ones.
Yeah. They would have gave me and my boys. We was like 4 or 5 football players.
Yeah,
they would have probably rocked this pretty good, But they was up there filming a video for one of his songs. He was cool though, little dude. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to come back in with a little DMX. I wanted to ask you, Kenny. We got about what, Austin? 4 minutes. 4 minutes. You got the Huskers going out there to Piscataway. I have to correct myself. I said Parsippany. I have somebody that's very important to me. He's a financial advisor. He's out there, so I was talking to him. I was actually in the parking lot writing down the addresses. You know what I need to do before Rico politely got out on my spot. So I had to wait out there. I was going to wait it out too. I was way up there on the hill too. I gotta find a way to get over those type of things, man. As I gotten older, I kind of, I need things certain ways, man. But
I'm the same way.
Okay, good.
Even when I'm at the gym, I got a certain shower I gotta use.
Yeah.
Even when I'm,
like that. You know what? For me, I got to put my keys on a certain hanger.
You have to.
One time, this dude looked at me like, man, did this dude try to steal my car? I just told him, hey, man, it's just something I got to do. Hey, but then I patted him on the back. Don't worry about it. We good. Anyways, man, I wanted to ask you, Kenny, about the Huskers going out there to Piscataway, face Rutgers, tough team, rugged, physical team, kind of a Big Ten, sleepy night again on a Tuesday, going way out there, which isn't a ideal travel destination. Going out there, it gets darker early, so forth and so on. I wanted to ask your opinion, both from experience, I guess, and then also advisor standpoint, and from a coaching standpoint, whether you're talking to a player or players, position group, or team, how to kind of push them through that threshold of dealing with success, which for this Husker basketball team is a great victory over Wisconsin. Now you got to take that same formula or something close to it, or a different form of that formula on the road, a hostile environment, and play well, not only play well, but win.
Before, from a basketball standpoint, you just come off a great win at home against Wisconsin.
Right.
You celebrate that win, but the next day you start prepping your team for your trip to Rutgers.
Right.
When we go to Rutgers, it's business. We get on that plane, it's business. We get to the hotel, it's business. When we get to that arena, it's business. When the ball is tipped, it's business, and it's just us. It's about us in this locker room.
I like that.
Us in this locker room. Block out all the noise. Block out all the, you're going to hear some stuff that may that you don't want to hear,
Yeah.
but it's about us. And the only people that believe is the people in this locker room.
And that is the truth, because you going out to New Jersey, they just roguish out there.
I
love my people from New Jersey, man. You know, Jason Peter and all you guys, but they just own one out there. They just be out there. They be saying stuff to you, man, out there in New Jersey, like that I never heard before, and they say it with a straight face. So you got to, I like that, man. That really, I always wondered what it would, because we had extreme focus. We were all about football and stuff. And I think in this day and time with distractions and then with social media, it's hard to kind of even have a 24-hour rule.
Yes.
So, I'm going to ask you this. Would you – I was listening to John Calipari, and he was talking about his young team doing that. So I guess they went on a road trip or a road game. I think they went to Tennessee and beat Tennessee pretty bad. It was a national televised game. And they asked what he did different. So I took all the cell phones.
Some coaches do that.
Yeah,
some coaches do that
because he wanted them to lock in, and so the conversations when they were in their hotel room with roommates would be
about the
game or themselves or something something besides their phone.
They can be watching the game on TV.
Yeah,
hey, you see what he did, see what happened.
He said his turnovers went down.
Mm-hmm.
He said their efficiency rate went up, and they shot better.
One thing I didn't like. With cell phones, a lot of the music is on the cell phones.
Yeah.
So when I was with Coach Samuel, we would take the cell phones. We would we got on the bus. After we got off the bus, like in FCS, you had to take a bus.
Yeah.
You taking the bus,
right?
And I used to love the bus rides, watch movies, or put your headphones and go to sleep. But once we got to the hotel, the phones were ours.
So how would they listen to music?
What?
They wouldn't listen to music.
The phones were ours.
So
because when you have meetings,
you
have team meal, you have meetings, then curfew. We collecting them phones. Them phones are ours.
Yeah.
So we want you focused.
Did you see an uptick in play?
Yes.
Then
the fifth year,
yeah,
they all bought in.
Self-motivation. Let's go.
We'll give them to them before the game, and we told them music only.
Right.
And we had people walking around to see
to make sure you ain't text messaging.
You ain't text messaging or face, whatever. But it's music only.
Yeah, I like that. I think there's a happy medium, man. You know what? When we come back after this, the top of the hour, we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about, Husker football. Not get into too much. I'm never going to put you out there, but just some of the intricacy things of what they could fix in the short term that could pay long-term dividends, down the road, both individually and collectively, man. This has been a good hour. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite, DP is going to be stepping in at the top of the hour. I misspoke. Kenny's going to be breaking out. We're going to see him later in the week, right?
Yep. But I want to say something before we go to break.
What's up?
Prayers to all the families that are affected.
Yeah.
Michigan State family. That's so sad, bro.
That's not something that anybody needs to sign up for and even ever experience in life, let alone in college.
No, because, this world we live in now is just so crazy that when you hear that on a college campus,
and be aware of people with mental health issues.
Be aware.
And that's definitely not an excuse for what he did.
No.
But obviously he has some issues, man. So, I appreciate that, Kenny, man. And it's always good to look out for it. But we'll be back top of the hour, Jay Foreman and DP.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to say Happy New Year and thank you to all of you for your continued support. We have just closed out another outstanding year. We want to start 2023 off with a bang. The new GMC and Chevrolet inventory continues to roll in, and I'll actually be picking up my 2023 GMC later this month. So with interest rates continuing to climb, Coppell is partnering with General Motors and now offering 2.9% APR on select models. So we invite you to the dealership. Check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Rain will be a possibility off and on throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 49 with south-southwest winds at around 15. Overnight, mainly cloudy with a low dropping down to around 28. Only a high of 32 tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 35. And an increasing chance of snow by late in the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in Westo and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on West O Street at Price Right Auto.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Max 10 for men. Bye-bye golfer lines and t-shirt 10s. Take it to the max at Max 10. Get a 30-day pass, just $25. With stand-ups and laydowns for men of stature. Be a Max 10 man. Get 30 days for just $25 now at all 4 Lincoln Max 10 locations.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
4th and 1 is what?
Fourth and one is just a sense of urgency and a sense of preparation, which means 4th and 1 is really important. Have you prepared to be in 4th and 1? Yeah. So that was a heavy Ed Ogeron. That was a heavy Urban Meyer. Like that. It was 4th and 1 every day.
Oh boy.
So February 19th, it wasn't like, yeah, we're cool. We're all good.
Right.
No.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Second hour, man, I feel like I interrupted the party. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it wasn't a party. It was just a little. We spreading a little ism.
You know,
it's out there. It's good. Different perspectives, man.
Professor Foreman and Professor Wilhite, in session. You know, you didn't even charge them for it. Normally, you got to pay tuition for that kind of education.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, you got to, we should set a number of hours you have to listen to get your full degree. And you can say you officially graduated from Foreman Wilhite University.
Graduated?
Right? Like you got to get through.
Get a certificate.
Right? You get a certificate, get a T-shirt that says, you know what?
I'm a student. I learn my lessons. That would be an interesting thing. We do have to talk, but we got to get Jay's extra thing. Like there may be another hour out of Jay Foreman we can work out. We got to talk about that. we can talk about that soon. Get that done. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text on Honda Lincoln Hotline. Don't pay them bills. I don't want Rick Heyman coming up here talking about, man, you forgot me. No, we didn't. No, we did not. And then Jay, let them know about the Mercado.
Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut.
Can I ask a question? If you are a team that needs a quarterback in the NFL, who's your list, Jay? It's draft. So if they did a draft of available quarterbacks, whether they're veteran quarterbacks or seniors that are going into the draft, who do you want? Like how would that draft go? Is it you're holding out for Rodgers for short-term gain, right? That means you probably need to be in the top half of the NFL.
For sure. You got to be very close. You got to be on the cusp of the playoffs, right down to that last week, 16, 17.
Is that Tennessee?
They don't have any receivers.
Is it
for Rodgers?
San Francisco.
For Rodgers, San Francisco would be a fit, but I don't know if he really does fit.
If you're Dallas, are you in the pool?
No.
If you're the Giants, are you in the pool?
They don't know yet. I like Daniel Jones the last 2 years. I felt like the second half of the season last year, and I felt like this year he's played really well, especially with the offensive line troubles that they've had and some of the things he was able to do without any wide receiver help. Nobody can tell you who their number one wide receiver is. And you can't say Saquon Barkley.
Right.
They essentially let a Pro Bowl, All-Pro tight end go away for nothing. And Evan Ingram goes on to Jacksonville, has a career year, and had a good year this last year with the Giants. They let him go. He doesn't have that security blanket. I like Daniel Jones. I like his coach in him. I think I would roll the dice with him one more year. But I think with Aaron Rodgers, I think the two teams, Aaron Rodgers and I think kind of Derek Carr are connected. I think Aaron Rodgers has options, Raiders or the Jets. Derek Carr has probably the Jets and obviously New Orleans. If they brought him in for a visit, they obviously are somewhat interested. Now, Tennessee is different because you got Ryan Tannehill when Derrick Henry, and then when they had obviously A.J. Brown and a couple tight ends, he was a Pro Bowl, quarterback. Now, can he get back to that? And, what's the backup like? What's Willis like? Is he legit or not? I mean, if I'm Derek Carr, I'm not going anywhere that I'm not starting. There's also the Indianapolis factor. I know that a lot of these teams will, draft these new incoming quarterbacks like Houston and probably Indy, and who knows what they'll do up in Detroit.
Is Indy on the long-term rookie side, or are they on does Indy think they could make a jump and make a run if they got a call?
Well, I mean, they just signed their coach this year. They're okay with a new coach. That whole dynamic changes.
You'd be lying to themselves if they think that they're a quarterback away. They tried that the last few years, and I would have said over the last couple of years, sure, they're in position. You like the offensive line, you like have some defensive building blocks. Every one of those took a step back.
Tampa didn't have a running game, didn't have the receivers at least at the level, but the change from Brady to Brady
took them to a whole nother level.
Took them to a whole nother level.
Carr's not Brady. Aaron Rodgers isn't worth it. Get a rookie.
It's an option. Now they drafted a guy last year from Florida. So what is he like? What's Blaine Gabbert like? Can he go to a quarterback and be a stopgap? I mean, a lot of these, higher ups have decisions to make. And it's not, like I know Seattle, do they draft a quarterback? Now, do they draft a quarterback in the first round or second round? Or do they bring in somebody for Geno Smith to realistically get competition against? I like what Geno Smith has done. Do I think he's the next quarterback for Seattle for the next 6 to 8 years? Probably not. But is he a quarterback that you could definitely draft under with the development and Geno Smith being that guy for the next 2 or 3 years? For sure. San Francisco, what do they do? What does Cleveland do? Well, I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what do the Panthers do, right? In the short and long term, the Colts are close, but they're yet so far because the Colts have all pro players. Darius Leonard has been, look, he would if they were in the playoff run, he would have kept playing this year, but he made a business decision. So you have an all pro linebacker. They have an all-pro, I guess, group of defensive backs, not one guy.
Yeah, the collective is a playoff level
pretty salty defensive line. The offensive line is one of the highest paid in the league, and when they were healthy and when they were rolling, they were right there with Kansas City. Quentin Nelson, who I thought was on the cusp of potentially, if he played at the same clip that he was before he got paid, I'm thinking like, man, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I'm thinking John Hanna. That's what I was thinking about him. He took a step back this year, but I think they play better at times under Jeff Saturday, right? Now, they just named their new head coach. Now, how do they get back to what made them really good? They have good young receivers. Are they Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr away? Doubtful, because I don't think they have the depth, obviously, what you've seen. So if I'm Aaron Rodgers, if I'm trying to win a championship,
where do you go? And you would if
I'm trying to win a championship, here's why. I'm gonna probably be between the Jets and the Raiders. I'm gonna go the Jets because I view my path to possibly winning the AFC East is easier. Because then I'm comparing I think Josh Allen's a better quarterback than him right now. Obviously, I think he's a cyborg, but the cast around him, especially that defense, I think Aaron Rodgers feels like he could probably, make some hay. I'm not sold on Mac Jones, let alone how explosive their offense can be. Right. So then now if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm thinking the Jets have a offensive line that when healthy is what he's used to. They have a good tight end, running back from Iowa State. Breece Hall was going to be the offensive rookie of the year. You have Wilson from Ohio State. You got Moore that Aaron Rodgers would use. So they have draft capital. So there versus going to the Raiders, even though that I think that Devontae and him would just pick up right where they left off. But you got that dude up in Kansas City that ain't going nowhere. And so you
think that there's a bit of Carr that wants to look and be close enough to look Mahomes in the face?
You mean Rodgers? Mean Rodgers?
Rodgers.
I don't know if he has that in him because when I heard that, here's why. Because when I heard that interview, when he started talking about he can win the MVP versus Super Bowl, if he said I'm trying to win a Super Bowl and I'm trying to do something that nobody ever thinks I could do, that lets me know that you're interested in, you're motivated internally beyond what any writer on the internet can say. When you're talking about winning MVPs, that lets me know I shouldn't speak for him because he got up on his on the high horse before he went into darkness. Let's see, today's Tuesday. Thursday he should be out of darkness.
He's the new brother darkness.
He should be out of darkness. But before he said nobody knows his inner circle, so you can't speak for him. So I don't want to speak for him, even though he doesn't care what I'm saying down here in Lincoln.
Yeah.
I just heard when I heard that lets me know he's looking for an easy way. He's looking for stats.
So the shortest route to a Super Bowl MVP,
or just you put up a whole bunch of numbers and kind of get them going a little bit and maybe turn them around, and you win an MVP.
Is it better numbers in Vegas? Than New York?
I think you got Renfro. Yeah. You got Waller tight end. You got a good enough offensive line for Josh Jacobs to lead the league in rushing. And you got Devontae Adams, and they got Hollins as well.
Yeah.
And they got rid of Zay Jones. So you have 3 or 4 legitimate receivers on top of some other guys.
Where's Garoppolo in the conversation when it comes to teams that is he QB?
I think Garoppolo is perfect to go down. I think he's perfect to go to.
Like he's behind Carr and Rodgers, but ahead of.
If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, why wouldn't I go? I would say in Tennessee. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, why wouldn't I go to Pittsburgh? Because when I look at Pittsburgh's quarter, okay, let me ask you this. Let me just flip it around. If you're Jimmy Garoppolo, why wouldn't you go to Pittsburgh? Now, is Pittsburgh as offensively explosive? But let me tell you something. You're going to a storied franchise, ones that if you play well, you're gonna start and you're gonna win. And he's played well with less talent before. So this isn't a guy that he's been in those type of areas where they don't have a number one receiver. You got to manufacture offense, and then he has Najee Harris, and they have that tight end.
For whatever reason, it seems Geno or Teddy go to Pittsburgh, and
Geno who?
Smith.
No, you're going back to Seattle, man. You can't win comeback player of the year and not resign him. He's a Pete Carroll guy, man. That's Seattle right there.
But we've seen
Does
Seattle
he get the
do
Matt Flynn back,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he. Oh, I mean, yeah. If they go, Teddy Bridgewater. I think he's a late signing. If I'm Teddy Bridgewater, I would actually try to go somewhere like Baltimore, where they're a football franchise. They will appreciate him. They won't, like Jake Sorensen, like when Teddy Bridgewater played before he actually put up great stats.
We don't even know what the Dolphins are going to do. We have no idea what the Dolphins are going to do.
Well, they're going to keep Tua, but don't be surprised that the Dolphins don't spend a second-round pick on a quarterback. Do not be surprised.
But see, that's the thing. Like, that would seem like a long-term thing rather than hey, you in the window to get the Patriots and be on the Bills level now.
But see, here's what you got to think. You have the guy that thinks that he can call his way with anybody playing quarterback. So then, therefore, his mind. You got to study the mindset. Yeah. The mindset is, I can supplant anybody in there. Yeah. As long as you do these reads, you will be successful. And if they get a guy like from Florida, like Richardson, that is big, 6'4", 215, 220, and durable. So he gives you kind of like that true Kyle Shanahan RPO action. And they're a short passing game. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, house call, tight end, do that.
But don't those guys need a big arm guy?
Well, Richardson is a big arm guy.
Right? Like a big arm guy
but then he's a big arm guy with a big body.
Okay. Got it.
So even though he's a rookie, he's thinking, I can play call you in there. You think he's not on Kyle Shanahan talking to him?
They
like,
absolutely are.
But they're comparing. They're talking about plays right now.
Right.
And he's thinking like, yeah, we could get him in there where I could make him, Right now, San Francisco's thinking they can get anybody to play quarterback.
Who are your favorite 5 quarterbacks, college quarterbacks?
Coming out this year?
Yeah, the ones that are in play to help teams.
I only like 2.
Okay.
I would say I like Young and the Ohio State quarterback. That's it. Levis, I don't
understand that.
Here's why I understand they think he's Josh Allen because he looks like him. When they say CJ Stroud, from Ohio State, when they say that one of his biggest things that he's done last year was that he was able to take a beating.
Yeah.
But his stats weren't like he had a really good year the year before with him and Wandell. You got a second round receiver there, that the project guy I would say is I like obviously Richardson. I still think he's a gamble. Another guy is the Tennessee quarterback. Only thing is he's coming off of ACL. Now he's a guy that I wouldn't. Hayden Hooker is that I would say, hey, if I have an extra second round pick or an extra high third round pick, I would pick him, put him on the shelf a year, and then hopefully he's able to come off like IR late in the season.
That's a Belichick. I'm just gonna
because here's why
ride in and steal a quality player.
You're Tennessee. You got Tannehill, you got Willis, but this dude, coming back from an ACL isn't as big as a deal back when I played. So all he has to do is get healthy, right? And you already see. Now Tennessee would be great because you'd have the fanfare there because of him. But just think of a franchise like Tennessee. That's a no-brainer. You got a first-round quality quarterback that you're just waiting, and you have a veteran that's taking you to the playoffs. Now Tennessee's job is to get more explosive on offense and then retool on defense. And Vrabel and those guys they're gonna be physical up front, so they're gonna be physical on the defensive front, and they have a chip on their shoulder, so they're gonna scout, develop, and obviously draft to get back into what they feel is their division. And then when you bring in, a rookie redshirt quarterback in 2024, you're thinking, we got it. Because here's how teams look at it. If they draft, here's what they're thinking about Trey Lance. The 49ers are thinking. If Trey Lance was in this draft right now, would we draft him higher than CJ Stroud? Will we draft him higher than Bryce Young? or would it be worth it?
Which the text line says this, says, what's up, DP&J? Pickett is the quarterback in Pittsburgh. Nobody going there. Where would you put Pickett in all this conversation?
He's
like
below all those guys.
That's like
that's why I asked you. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, if I'm Derek Carr, if I'm anybody, like, obviously those guys. Hey, do not sleep on this here, folks. AD, Ron, where are you right now? Aaron Davis.
Oh, he about drove off the road just now.
Hey, AD. Do not. Hey, listen here. Do not think the Pittsburgh Steelers are not in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes undercover. Because here's why. There's an affinity between Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin. And there's respect there. See, with Aaron Rodgers, what he needs is a coach that when with like E.F. Hutton, when he talks, he gonna listen, and you'll get the best Aaron Rodgers.
Is that the way you said that immediately made me think of coaches that were quarterbacks who understand that. And if you take the California mentality and you take Aaron Rodgers looking for a playoff caliber team.
Are you talking about the 49ers?
No, I'm talking about Baltimore. I'm talking about if you're going to get rid of Lamar and let Lamar do his thing, and you trying to win now for a team that he defends, he gets out there and he defends. You got a running game. You got a top-level tight end or two. You got an offensive line that'll bang for
and they actually have receivers. It seems if you're a receiver get drafted in the first, second round, you get hurt at Baltimore.
Right. So if you're Rodgers and you can talk to Harbaugh and whisper, "Hey man, I might be the difference."
I don't think that's going to happen because I think here's why. Harbaugh is all in on Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be under the franchise tag this year. And you know what?
I hope they do,
but
I also hope they mess it up and that he ends up in Washington. But
here's the deal. Aaron Rodgers isn't a Baltimore quarterback. He's not Baltimore. That's not him.
They've never had that.
That's Lamar.
Can you imagine?
Aaron Rodgers is not going to Baltimore, DP. Here's who I wish nothing but crappy results to.
Yeah.
The Cardinals and the Colts. and here's
look at Austin. Austin.
Jay, you're talking to nobody. Your mic's off.
And here's why. Both the teams just hired an offensive defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
That have had 1 year of success.
Yeah.
And it's more or less for, I would say, the Cardinals, not the Colts. I understand the Colts is high. I do. Because that's a legitimate fit because of Frank Reich and obviously Sirianni and those guys already being there. So they already have intel on him. Colts. That's actually a good hire for them. The Cardinals got no excuse. You went and hired the defensive coordinator from this team, and you know that you have your supposed franchise quarterback and the guy that's done the most with the most elite quarterback in the last decade and has the sign-off of one of the most genius offensive minds there.
Yep.
And he's the offensive coordinator that essentially won the Super Bowl by studying a tape from the Jacksonville Jaguars from week 4 that ran the same option, which we used to call the NIF route, on these guys for both wide open touchdowns, and called plays for when Patrick Mahomes was injured, coming off injuries, got injured again in the game, that knows how to call plays because he knows how to design them to not put them exposed, but then also know to be effective. And you hire that dude and you pass over Eric Bieniemy. And I'm going to go a step further.
That's perfect.
Hold on. And it's a step further. There's a lot like Aaron Rodgers, Pocket Hercules needs a strong personality that he cannot run rampant over. So you think that if you think little Pocket Hercules, Kyler Murray, is going to come over there and boot up to Eric Bieniemy and cuss him out like he did The Bachelor, it ain't happening. But you know what he's going to do? He's going to demand, and from a quarterback standpoint, this is where the Cardinals have made the biggest Cardinal mistake. From a quarterback standpoint, which is the most important position in your franchise and the most important positions throughout the whole league, is you didn't help him be successful. So now you invested $250 million in Pocket Hercules that's coming off an ACL injury, that's going to have to try to now they're going to have to learn a new offense already that doesn't have a strong leadership figure or personality, and also the guy that isn't the figurehead of the team. When we just had the Carolina Panthers owner tell you why they didn't hire Steve Wilks is because we're in an offensive league and I need an offense.
I want to kick him in the shins.
Hold on. Which there is truth there, right? But okay, we can get into that later. But it's an offensive league, right? Offensive league. And so you need an offense. They're saying that the league's going towards offensive head coaches. So everybody else is doing this. Let's just keep it all on the surface. Everybody else, and you do the opposite. After you just gave this dude $250 million and then said he needs to study tape. So now here's what I can do. I can alleviate that problem with one hire. Respect and accountability is going to be there with Eric Bieniemy. And you're going to hire a defense coordinator that had a good defense for 1 year with a plethora of first-round picks, and you went up and picked up the House of Spears in the middle of the season and Linfeld Joseph. But you played in the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes out there with one leg with no number one receiver matriculated up and down the field like no other. And this is the dude that you couldn't wait to hire. But the guy that just won the Super Bowl, you're going to bypass. Cardinals,
you get what you deserve.
You get what you deserve. You'll be, you know what? They'll be back in the market for a new head coach in 3 years.
2 questions for you. We'll go to break, but I got 2 questions for you to ponder over this. 1, if Washington gets the agreement with Bieniemy, am I out of the fan transfer portal? Whoa. And two, since Tampa needs a quarterback, that number 12 might look different with the name Rodgers on it. Is that a possibility? We'll talk about that when we come back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Husker Nation, Amy Williams and Nebraska women's basketball needs you February 18th at 1 p.m. as the Huskers take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. We need your help to sell out Pinnacle Bank Arena for the first time ever. For event and ticket information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yes, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Rain will be a possibility off and on throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 49 with south-southwest winds at around 15. Overnight, mainly cloudy with a low dropping down to around 28. Only a high of 32 tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 35 and an increasing chance of snow by late in the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah, you guys are active on the text line. We appreciate it. Thad says this, that the Cardinals invested all that money into a bad quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. But it's already done, man. It's kind of like the Russell Wilson contract. You can't take them back. So now the best thing that they could do is make chicken salad out of chicken dookie.
Yep.
And the best thing they could have done for themselves and the head coach, or for themselves and the team, would have probably take a harder look at Eric Bieniemy, because Eric Bieniemy has the experience of helping young quarterbacks reach their potential. Both as a position coach and as a coordinator. Not taking anything away from the young man that got the job, not at all. But I'm saying for the Cardinals as a organization moving forward from a leadership standpoint, I got a texter in talking about what about the Raiders releasing Carr? I think it's something that was coming. I think they felt like Derek Carr was going to play nice with them and find it. How dumb could you be if you're the Raiders? Oh, we're going to tell you that you're no longer the starter. Blame the whole season on you. But will you do us a favor and find somebody else to take our $40 million contract and waive your no trade clause? They probably would have traded him to like the XFL team if they could have.
Honestly, do you think because he has say so, right? He has control.
He has a no trade clause.
So that's not good for them.
Well, I mean, they released him. The problem where the Raiders run into trouble, since they released him, they don't get any draft compensation for him, no matter what he does. So if he wins the NFL Comeback Player of the Year, like Geno Smith, or goes to the Pro Bowl, or perhaps becomes All-Pro, or hits certain incentives, nothing. So they essentially invested a ton of money in a franchise quarterback or what they thought was a franchise quarterback, didn't help him, which every year he's had either a new head coach or new offensive coordinator. Finally got him. So now he didn't play his best this year, but I think obviously, the writing was on the wall when you bring in an offensive-minded head coach that didn't want you, and then you ask him to play nice with you like you've done him a good service. You embarrassed him more than anything and made his tenure there sour by the way you treat him, and when you weren't even close to going to the playoffs.
Yeah, you made a really good potato salad and decided to throw raisins on it
Right
at the end of it.
Right, and put some Ritz crackers on top of it. So yeah, I mean it's it saves the Raiders some money, but now they're in the market for a quarterback. And you better please Devontae Smith or Devontae Adams because he's going to be gone.
But the only one that's going to make him happy is Rodgers.
Right now, yeah. Why wouldn't you though? Rodgers is intellectually smart enough. This is just the Raiders wanting Rodgers. He can handle the offense of wherewithal that in this system, which is extremely complex. He has the relationship with Devontae Adams. He loves throwing to the tight end. You got Renfro, who's also would be like his Randall Cobb. Then you have Hollins. Then you have. I'm assuming they're going to get, if they don't get Jacobs back. I think if they do it right, you can sign Rodgers to like a 2 or 3 year deal, make him happy.
You have to get Jacobs back, otherwise
and
there's no
then
Rodgers.
you could either franchise Jacobs or sign him to a deal, and then start to really acquire some really good free agency pickups and draft capital on that defense to get that defense up to where it needs. But I think if a legitimate offense gets you a better defense, so it's up there. I mean, a lot of teams got things to do, or big problems.
I don't know what Washington does. I don't know what the Panthers do.
Well, the Panthers are in the market for a quarterback. Washington had just said that Howell
who played one game.
Well, he's going. Here's the funny thing is how they try to dice it up to people, right? And for people that are Sam Howell fans, who at one point in time they said Sam Howell was going to be a first-round pick, but I do think Trubisky hurt him because everybody tries to, he could have came 10 years after Trubisky and played at North Carolina, but they're going to compare him to that. And it's, with same body types or whatever. But they said he's going into the offseason, which is now, right? Because their offseason started when they didn't make the playoffs as QB1. Who cares? Am I QB1 or legitimately going into training camp as your top quarterback?
With one game of experience ever.
And he played the best out of everybody. The question is, what does Carson Wentz do? Does he go up and get into the blind and start just being a hunter and do that, or does he try to find a way to work his way back up into the league?
I don't. I want him. I want him gone.
So okay, where does he go?
Anywhere. Go to Atlanta. Go to Atlanta.
That's another team that's in the market for a quarterback.
Go to Atlanta. Carson Wentz. Go to Miami. Go down to Miami and be the backup that they fall in love with because he's a veteran backup who's played the Super Bowl.
Here's what you need to do. We'll just go through this real quick now. We got 9 minutes, right? Okay, we'll start in the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo doesn't need a start. We're talking about starting quarterbacks or drafting. Doesn't.
And they don't need a backup.
Yeah. New England
need everything.
No, hold on. We're just talking quarterback.
Okay. No, at quarterback, they need a starter and a backup. I'm not sure that room is settled.
Well, they have Mac Jones. He's a first-round pick. He's a Pro Bowler.
He'll be the backup.
He'll be there.
He's a Kenny Pickett first-round pick.
He's better than Kenny Pickett, but he's a starter.
I like that. I like that you said that.
He's a starter.
Okay.
So I don't think they draft a quarterback in the first round, and plus New England doesn't anyways.
Right.
The Dolphins. That's the
straw that stirs the drink.
That's the draft blow up the whole draft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jets. So we're talking about either you draft the quarterback or free agency. Jets. They're doing one or the other. Right? Mm-hmm. Probably most likely free agency. You just drafted Wilson.
Yeah.
Cowboys. Nope. They already invested with Dak. Okay, here's another one in the NFC East. There must be something out there in the East. New York Giants. They're not going to go veteran free agency. They would draft a quarterback. Do you think they will?
I think they have to.
High?
Well, because you're competing, because it's the NFC East. And remember how cyclical the NFC East was because it was bad. Everybody went to work, got better. That's the division now. And you're not sure of your footing in that division. We don't know. Are the Giants the worst team in the division? Are they?
Well, there's 3 playoff teams. They're not the worst.
Right. Well, I mean, but do you trust
That they can replicate?
them?
Do you think you can?
Or Washington or Dallas more to pursue the Eagles?
I don't think there's a difference because Dallas is going to Dallas.
True.
So
it doesn't matter what their regular season record
So we
is.
know the Eagles don't need either.
Okay.
Commanders. Veteran or draft?
As a former fan, I would say I'm not happy with anything in the room, mainly because of the people who are making decisions. It doesn't matter.
So you think they could possibly draft and veteran sign free agent?
I think if Garoppolo was available the day before the draft, that
he's available right now.
Well, but Washington doesn't think that way. They don't work that way. First of all, you got to decide whether Ron Rivera's back.
Oh, he already is back. He ain't fired.
Well, no, he ain't fired yet.
Black Monday has already came.
Well,
and gone.
if Snyder sells before in the next 45 days, remember Ron's gone. Ron's
Not
gone.
this year, but next year.
Oh no. Listen. They told me this. Look, this is the thing. They went in and said as a part of the buy, they want to put a new coach in place. Both of the top groups for ownership walked into that building and said, in order for them to complete this thing, first of all, we want the Snyder house for $45 million, not 49, and we want the right to put a head coach in place.
Cool.
So I don't know what they're doing in Washington, other than it's going to be complicated.
We just okay.
Yeah,
They're
they say your relationship status is complicated.
Okay, so we'll move to the AFC North.
Yep.
Okay, we won't talk about Cincinnati or Cleveland. They both have their franchise quarterbacks.
Fair.
Baltimore Ravens. Do they re-sign Lamar?
I hope.
Draft? What do you think they do?
I hope they do, for simplicity's sake.
Okay.
For legacy's sake and for simplicity's sake. Right? Because then you're just trying to fix controllables.
Sure.
Right? For a team that was in the elite category, like the Bengals aren't comfortable with the Ravens healthy and in place. So leave it alone. Go get a backup that you believe in. But you got a Pro Bowl quarterback as your backup, whether it was intentional or proper. Right? Like that's what it is. Yeah. So I'm cool with them just locking up and getting better
around.
I think of Nebraska. You're 9 wins. You're 9-3. You're winning 75% of your games. Don't blow it up. Just get better.
Yeah.
Is Todd Monken going to be good for Lamar Jackson?
I think Lamar Jackson would be good for Todd. A healthy, well-respected, and paid for Lamar does everything in place to make everybody, that whole franchise, one step better. And one step better, they're on the level or better than Bengals. Remember, until Lamar falls, the Ravens are the thing.
They're the bell cow,
and then he falls, and then the Bengals like, thank you, we got you. So
right, we're going to move to the NFC North. I think 3 of the 4 teams are set. Green Bay Packers. Let's just play devil's advocate. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Do they roll with Jordan Love, or do they try to sign a Derek Carr or kind of a stopgap starter and have a true competition? What do you think they do?
I think they draft young and you hand it to Jordan Love
and see if you fumble it.
Right. Like you have to check the investment. At some point, don't go and create. Now, the beauty of getting another young one is it doesn't cost them and it allows them to spend revenue somewhere else getting more talent. Go get another receiver. Go get some help on the defensive side.
All right. So the next team I'm going to ask, we're just going to finish up and ask about teams that we know. Mm-hmm. We know Houston's going to draft a quarterback. We talked about Indianapolis. One team that we kind of glossed over, which I think is very, very interesting, or 2 of them, and they're in the NFC South. Atlanta Falcons, and because we know Carolina's going to go,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to draft.
They're going to do both.
They're going to do both. Is Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Bucks, I think, if it's not Rodgers, Garoppolo makes way too much sense.
Because he's kind of like Tom Brady.
Yeah, it makes too much sense. Right. They know the system. They run the same sets. They read the same way.
Brady, so
right,
he's comfortable in his own skin.
Right, he understands it. He'll come in. Plus Tampa fits it. Yeah, Tampa fits him. Right, that he'll have to travel a little bit longer to get to his Vegas girls, but his Vegas girls will find their way to Tampa.
Right.
They already know it. Atlanta is interesting because I'm not writing off young Mr. Ritter yet. I'm not.
Yeah, I think he played well at times. He played like a rookie. One good game.
But that right?
1.5 bad games. Got it going. Oops, the game's over. I think he's shown more. I think Atlanta's offense at times. I think Pitts being out hurt him, particularly him. I think the receiver they got from USC is a dude, and he.
I thought Carr to the Falcons made way more sense because it fit what they were trying to do with Matt Ryan,
right?
And it didn't work. It didn't work. Now, do you get gun shy because?
But then isn't Derek Carr Matt Ryan? A lot of stats, a lot of turnovers, or do you?
This is like if you've got this wonderful building.
Why wouldn't you go get Jimmy Garoppolo or somebody?
That's the other thing. But Garoppolo doesn't have the sexiness.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you a straight up curveball. If you're Atlanta Falcons, and you really want to make a splash, which is
shut up.
You have hold on.
Shut up.
and you have that new shiny stadium down there. What is the Mercedes Dome or whatever?
Yep.
You got to fill. You got to put butts in the seats, right?
Right.
And the owners got to get paid. Do you trade?
No. I wouldn't trade nothing.
Hold on. Devin Ritter and 2 first-round picks to Baltimore for Lamar Jackson.
I would give Baltimore whatever they want.
Right. Because here's why. With Pitts, the receiver from USC,
Drake London,
Cordell Patterson, and a decent offensive line, a defense that played well, as far as staff-wise, young and fast defense. It matches up with Lamar. They really loved the Michael Vick experience. They missed it. Matt Ryan obviously ready to ship and was truly the second Atlanta icon at quarterback behind Vic. But then here comes Lamar Jackson in his prime.
I thought
that's what I would do.
As you lined that up, I went and just immediately in my head, if I'm the Atlanta owner and I want to set Atlanta on fire.
Yeah. But hold on.
I'm gonna set a table for one year. And whatever happened this year, I'm cool with. But you know what I do next year? I get on a plane and I fly to Boulder and I ask Dion, what would it take for you to be the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons? If I want to set Atlanta on fire, I'm bringing in Dion and the gang. And Atlanta would just throw money.
Are you really trying to get paid or are you trying to win? When I'm talking about Lamar Jackson, I'm not saying Dion Gooden. I mean, I think 2 or 3 years down the road, but I'm talking about if I want to steady the most important position. And then here's why I would go get a big time quarterback, Lamar Jackson or somebody. And I think it's going to be interesting what team kind of comes out of nowhere. It's always like on Black Monday. Oh, why would this coach get fired? Well, what team is actually going to make a play for a quarterback and get him? Because when you look at this division, Lamar Jackson in this division, New Orleans Saints is the only defense that would be able to handle, but they handled Tom Brady. But there ain't nobody in the league that can handle Lamar Jackson. So when you look at the Panthers defense, when you look at Tampa's defense that hadn't played well and it's probably going to get blown up, and the Saints defense, still legit, longer in the tooth. And here comes Lamar Jackson. You can go from the worst to the first. Now you say, hey, you got the fastest tight end in the league in Pitts, who's a problem. Okay. With Lamar Jackson, Cordell Patterson, if you want to replicate a team with
you could go back
like the San Francisco 49ers.
You could go back through that team's list, and let me tell you, half the teams on that list with Lamar Jackson, the towns go crazy. And look, if he goes to if he drives the 40 minutes to DC is ready.
Right, but Lamar Jackson in Atlanta with the owner,
yes.
Arthur Blank, because Arthur Blank is a showman.
Yeah. I have a sneaky suspicion Washington's new owner will be a showman as well.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
just
but
going.
I'm just going off of what we have right
with
now,
a bigger ATM machine.
That's fine.
What's that Bezos done?
Well, there's so much to it. So, all right, let's go to break, man. That's good stuff, Jay.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Husker Nation, Amy Williams and Nebraska women's basketball needs you February 18th at 1 p.m. as the Huskers take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. We need your help to sell out Pinnacle Bank Arena for the first time ever. For event and ticket information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, wanting to say Happy New Year and thank you to all of you for your continued support. We have just closed out another outstanding year, and we want to start 2023 off with a bang. The new GMC and Chevrolet inventory continues to roll in, and I'll actually be picking up my 2023 GMC later this month. So with interest rates continuing to climb, Cobble is partnering with General Motors and now offering 2.9% APR on select models. So we invite you to the dealership. Check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Venue at Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is heat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package today at venueathome.net.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We got a good one for you tonight. Ticket weeknights. Carter Laundry will take you from 6 to 7, and then 7 o'clock, it's Kyle Perry Uncut. Look, them dudes is getting ready. Them dudes is getting ready. They head to San Diego to open up this week.
Not a bad place to open up.
Right? Not bad at all. And then Rocky Russo, he's got the Stars playing well. They had a nice night Friday night down at the Icebox. We'll let you get the update then, and then post-game show, 9:00 ish. Hopefully, we got good news to talk about as the Huskers travel to New Jersey to take on Rutgers. Jay, what do you think? Do you think that they'll learn to copy success? They'll learn how to handle success and put together back-to-back performances?
I'd like to hope so. I mean, I think that they definitely have an opportunity. I think Rutgers' big guy in the middle is out for the season with the injury, so that lessens the load on Derek Walker. But they're going to lock you up on defense. They're going to take away what you do well. So that's obviously they're going to focus on K-State. So you need the three-headed monster of those guys to start fast. So that's I want to see that if we could get the second half Greasel with Derek Walker starting off, and then K-State kind of pick and choose, and kind of after they soften them up, I think that'd be perfect. And so it'll be interesting to see how to do it. I think they can do it. This is it's kind of they've been here so many times this year, right? Look, you have some sort of you should have confidence that you went up to Creighton and beat them on the road. So why not go out there to Piscataway and beat Rutgers? It's going to be a tough game. There's no fair dodging. They definitely got to play with and for each other. It's going to be tough, so it's not going to be easy. You're not going on the road to, get a layup, but it's definitely a game that they can win. They got to get off to. It's going to come down to this: getting off to a good start, low turnover margin in the first 12 to 15 minutes of the game, and free throws.
Yeah, the free throw thing seems to be, and of course, I think that's the simplicity of basketball now, especially for Nebraska, that turnovers don't waste possessions, right? Don't give the ball away. Don't foul and put teams at the free throw line, although Rutgers had struggled the last couple of games at the free throw line. And then make your own free throws.
Yeah.
Because those are free points, and now it's tough. In a place like that building, it's tough to make free throws. So if this group gets to the free throw line, 2, makes the free throws, 3, don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
We got
So
ourselves
we need stuff going downhill right from the get-go. We don't need anything pretty. So I think it's there for the taking. The mindset has got to be there. You need everybody to play. We're going to need Braden Bach to be physical and be that kind of Nat. We need some points out of him. Blaze Keita, we need 6 to 8 rebounds out of you. I'm looking for CJ to hit a couple big shots, go to the rack. So
Marcus has been impressive. I have to say, because I don't think anybody had in the preseason.
But he's on the road, though.
Right?
So now we're about to see if you're on the road, because last road game that he which actually he's played well since and motivated him, was Penn State. So now we're looking for him. Now you kind of showing what you can do. Now you got to do it on a consistent basis. But again, those guys are, your second level guys. So you need your 3 big dogs to come with it.
It's one of those things.
It's a phenomenal. This game, man, if they can pull this out, will go a long, long way. Beyond this year.
You told the truth right there.
It will go a long way. I mean, you're talking about walking around like you going down with the old gunfight in the Western.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You more than quick draw McGraw, boy.
Chicago looked different if you get a win tonight.
Yes, sir.
Chicago looked different. Everybody traveled different.
Yeah. You got people starting that internet and Husker Travel Network at the phone.
Right?
They got a long night.
Hey, man, extend that a night. Yeah. I'm going to be in Chicago an extra night. Go ahead. I'm not planning on coming home. All right, Carter Laundrie will get us through the next hour and set you up. Look, it's a nice pregame show, and he'll check in with it. And then, Kyle Perry, he's bringing crews with him. You'll hear about Huskers baseball. The left-handed captain is taking you through. And then Rocky Russo and the Lincoln Stars. And then we'll catch you in the postgame show. Let you know how it all went. Austin, Jay Foreman, well done. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses